It should be up now, hopefully. I wait a little bit on the starting screen. I should set everything up actually. I should get a second monitor, so I don't have to do this from my phone. Alright, I think everything is set up. Hopefully. So yeah, I'm gonna try and beat my record in World of Dogs. Okay, that usually doesn't happen. This one will be a shorter one, because I just kind of want to showcase the game, because I think it has a lot of potential. Oh, I missed the PSO. Oh, and I messed up. Shit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the show is cooked. It was going pretty good, though. I should have probably warmed up before, because I'm just kind of mucking about. Oh, come on. What? Huh? What is that collision? Nah, this is a restart, dude. Holy shit. I guess I'm gonna warm up first. A little bit. Oh. So yeah, this is a movement shooter. Of course there's an ambulance going by. Right as I start streaming, literally a few minutes into the stream, there's an ambulance going by. Dude, literally there was nothing the entire day. I swear to God. Higher being is out to get me. What the fuck was that? Well, it's kinda a movement shooter. The combat doesn't seem like a priority. Like, it feels very Titanfall, I guess. I don't know how to put it. I haven't checked if the game is too loud or not, but it feels okay. Sure. It feels very Titanfall, inspired, I guess. It definitely feels like it has that Source engine quirk to it, but it feels like intentional rather than a quirk of an engine. I don't know how to put it. I really like this game, even though it's literally Alpha 020. Right. And there's only one course. I sometimes like to just hop on the game and just kind of run around and discover new tech, have a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best game there is, but it's certainly one of the best movement systems I have seen. Because, like, no offense to Titanfall, I love Titanfall. One of my favorite games of all time. Like, unironically, Titanfall, I love Titanfall. Right? And in Titanfall, it was very easy to generate your own momentum. Right? Like, it was definitely physics-based. Titanfall was definitely very physics-based. Right? I cannot say no. Right? Titanfall was definitely physics-based. But it had a little bit of floatiness to it, which isn't a bad thing. If you make like a Minos, okay, sure. So yeah, continuing on my yapping, Titanfall, as opposed to World of Dogs, was kinda sorta floaty. Like, your pilot didn't weigh that much. It felt like you were lighter than you were supposed to be, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Because it was very easy to, like, generate momentum and keep momentum, especially with, like, the grapple, which is what I mained when I played Titanfall. Right? But here in World of Dogs, it feels more weighty, I guess? It feels less... Shit, it feels less like you're Spider-Man when you're swinging around, and more like you're like a ball and chain, but you're the ball. But yeah, I'm just gonna try and beat my record on the singular course that is currently in the game. Shit, I messed up the first jump. So, yeah. This game is in playtest, currently. I got access to playtest from the Discord. I really recommend it if you like movement shooters. Looks very promising overall. Okay, yeah, sure, that works. It doesn't. Fuck. That was not intentional. Again. My biggest gripe, I guess, with the movement in World of Dogs is that dashing is a double tap of W instead of a dedicated button, which means sometimes you can dash by accident, and dashing kinda sorta resets your momentum. It can reset your momentum if you do it bad. God damn it. It also sometimes dashing doesn't go through, like there. Even though I double tapped it, I swear I double tapped W. But sure, yeah, that's fine. Ah, god damn it. God, yeah, okay, sure, that's fine, that's fine. It's not fine, I'm not making this up. I did this the other day. I made the jump, but I'm not doing it anymore. Or not even the other day, when I was warming up for the stream. I did the jump. Like, when I first got World of Dogs, or when I first saw World of Dogs, I thought it would be like an Ultra Kill clone. Right? Yeah, generally, my first thought would be that it is an Ultra Kill clone, just with a different aesthetic. Okay, that happens. Never mind. Actually, maybe that happens. Holy shit, this works. But after playing it, it's different. And treating it like Ultra Kill is actually really bad. Is a really bad habit for the game. I keep messing that up. Got it. Not perfect. Could be worse. Could be better. Too. Oh my god! I'm too fast. Shit, okay. Oh yeah, no. It's... Well, they're both stylized on old games. They focus on different aspects of those two games. Right, like Ultra Kill more focuses on the gunplay of Doom, while... Right, Ultra Kill more focuses on like the gunplay of Doom, while World of Dogs more focuses on like the movement quirks of the Source engine. Right. God damn it, got stuck on the balcony. Right, like... Because I don't think it is on the Source engine. I don't think you can make games on the Source engine if you're not Valve. Like, I think it's copyrighted. But it... no, you can't. Never mind. I'm stupid. Because, like... Why does that never work for me? What the hell? What the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, this... No, you can make games on the Source engine for the Valve. Because, like, Titanfall is based on an offshoot of the Source engine. Well, I don't actually know. I don't know what engine it is, but I think it is a custom one that is, like, supposed to emulate the source engine. I do think it is like a custom engine that is supposed to emulate the source engine. I'm not fast enough. Shit. Okay, that works, I guess. No. Unless it... Hold on. God damn it. It's also somewhat annoying sometimes. Holy shit. Like, sometimes I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, and it just doesn't really work. That was clean. Holy shit, wait. Okay, dude, I'm literally too fast for the weapons to spawn. And that happens. And I mess it up on that again. God damn it. I swear to God, I did it. I did it a few times, actually. I don't know what happened there. Fuck, dude. God damn it. No, shit. Oh, I'm bad at video games. God damn. One thing that's also kind of so annoying is that there's no music, right? So, I mean, it's not a problem. But like, I don't know, I feel like having some sort of even basic music would help the game. But, shit. God damn it. But it is just the Alpha 02, so whatever. Doesn't really matter. One thing I hope for, okay. One thing I hope for is, like, for if anybody here has played Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2 features dynamic music that has specific instruments or specific things that happen in the music, depending on what you do. Like when you're falling from a great height, it kind of like builds suspense. Okay, I might have messed up. Never mind, I didn't mess up. But like, dynamic music here. Fuck! Dynamic music here would be incredible. Genuinely. Can I stop hitting that great, dude? God damn! That's... Like, I don't know how to refer to the dev. But the dev definitely put that grate there to be annoying. Because, like, you snatch yourself on it so easily. Well, sorry about that. I don't have a schedule. I just kind of stream whenever. Fuck. I don't have a schedule. I just kind of stream whenever. So, I'm really sorry about messing up anybody's sleep schedule. A good night. Like, I had that happen so much to me. There is this one streamer that I really like, but from my perspective, they always stream at 2 AM for me, which, yeah. I was late to class a couple times because I deemed watching a VTuber more important than my academic success. I don't know what that says about me, but it definitely says something. Yeah, I did it. No, I didn't hit the thing. Shit! I'll make it up. I'll make it up. This is makeable. Oh god, no! No! Okay, got it. Okay. No! What the fuck? Why was that there? Why? Why? Why would you do that to me? No! Shit! That could have been record. Fuck! No! Why? God damn it! Oh, I hate European architecture. Is there like a leaderboard somewhere? Something? I don't think so. Oh man. That was annoying. Very. How did that miss? Okay, I'm just bad at various damage. Like, okay, so as I was saying before, well, technically it's some more movement than shooter. It does have some similarities to Ultra Kill. Right, like, hold on. I can parry bullets. Well, you can parry bullets, I'm just bad at the game. Hold on. Or not. Yeah, you can parry bullets. What? Oh, right. Sometimes, I don't know why this happens, but before the body despawns, they still have their attacks active, which is really weird. You gonna shoot me? That's not what I wanted to do. Let him kill me, shit. But like, let me find an enemy. Over than parrying bullets, you can parry the magazine of this weapon, and it does damage when you kick it. Yeah. Or you can throw it and then kick it and it shoots by itself. Okay, that was not expected. You can throw it and kick it and then it shoots by itself, and you can grapple it to keep it somewhat in place. You can't really aim it, but it's a fun thing to do. You can also kick it while it's on the ground. And another thing is that kicking the magazine resets your dash. So if you're in the air and you need to dash twice, you can do it like that. But in my opinion, the cooler way to do it is, I think I really should do it, but okay, yeah, the cooler way to do it is do that, but succeed. Hold on. Shit. Okay. What was that? What? Why can't I interact with this? Oh. That's fine. There are collectibles in this game in the form of pear babies that explode. What? Okay. I missed. I missed him. It hit the container behind him. And then it ricocheted and hit him in the back of the head. Holy shit. This game is so good. But yeah, you can do that and it resets your dash. It also gives you more momentum in the opposite direction. Yeah, see? I just turned my momentum into... Does that do damage? No, it doesn't. What the hell is the point of punching? There's also the sliding gun, which I don't know why it doesn't work on him. In the previous version of the game, in Alpha 0.15, it's stunned, and now it kinda doesn't. I don't know why. Like, it worked as a stun gun. Okay. The coolest thing ever is that you can grab onto your own rockets. And like if you're going... Hold on, let me just get some speed, I guess. Yeah. And if you're just going really fast and you don't have a grapple point, shit, never mind. Yeah, I was going too fast. If you're going too fast, then this doesn't really work. Where am I going? But like, one thing that is similar, to Ultra Kill is that every weapon has some form of use. Like in Ultra Kill, every weapon has like some in Ultra Kill, every weapon has like some form of combo that you can do with it. While here, every weapon has some form of movement attack. Right? Like, as you can see, I just did that. I really only use that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. I really only use that when I'm stuck, because this is very OP. What does that sound? I should restart the level. The only gun I haven't found a movement attack for is this pistol. I don't know what you can use it for. Yeah, no. I guess this is like your main combat weapon. I don't know. That's like the only weapon that doesn't seem to have some form of movement attack, or maybe I just haven't found it yet. I forgot to slide, dude. I genuinely forgot to slide. Okay. Actual skill issue there. Right, like. Fuck, dude. How am I meant to do that? I don't know how I did it. That one time I did actually do it. Goodness gracious. Okay, dude. No rocket launcher, I guess. No, dude. Fuck. You, dude. I want you. Okay. I think my JRWY brain is coming back on. So, I don't know. Is anybody here interested in like tabletops? I'm like, I think I've mentioned this before in like a few of my older videos, but I'm very into tabletops. Like, it is kind of like my main hobby, I guess. I don't know. forgot to slide again. I'm so good at video games. Fuck, dude. No! What is happening? Shit. How long have this? Okay. 35 minutes only? This will be a shorter stream. Because it's more about me yapping than the game. Because there is not much content, once again. Because the game is in alpha. Shit. Okay. That was an actual skill issue. That was just a skill issue. Okay. Now that was just bullshit. I guess I could also look for the... I don't understand how that works. So sometimes it sends me all the way over there, sometimes it doesn't. It's weird. I guess you could also look for the collectibles. I don't know if you get anything for them. I couldn't find anything on the Discord server about the pear babies. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know what's the point of them, is what I'm trying to say. No! Shit! I'm not getting the game for free, dude. There will be no Steam key for me. So, a little bit of context. The creator said that the top 3 speedrunners will get a Steam key for free on release. Which isn't why I'm doing this. I just really want to showcase the game. So when it full-time release... when it full-time releases, I already have a little bit of know-how. Guess I have a feeling. Well, I don't want to say that this game will be the next Ultra Kill, because that's insensitive to Ultra Kill, because Ultra Kill is still great. But I do feel like it will also be very successful. Because there isn't many movement shooters out there. It generally feels more like a forgotten genre than anything. Like, there isn't that many good shooters in general. No, fuck, okay. I'm not gonna restart. Oh, maybe I will. I will restart. I mucked it up so bad. But as I was saying, there isn't that many good shooters out there. Usually, it's just the same sort of military slop, I guess. It's either military slop. Fuck. It's either military slop or hero shooter with like a very uninspired game philosophy. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's either military slop or like hero shooter with a very stale game philosophy. Like, I enjoyed Marvel Rivals for a little bit. What the fuck? I enjoyed Marvel Rivals for a little bit. Although, to be frank, I also don't enjoy shooters in general. That's mostly because I don't like guns. I tend to not like firearms. Dude, come on. Yeah, I tend to not enjoy firearms. Whenever I play like a shooter game, I tend to do some like, I like. No, hold on. Wrong. Dial that back. I don't like PvP shooters. That's the right way of saying it. Because I really like Ultra Kill. I really enjoy Ultra Kill. I really... What the hell is the name of that game? I had a game in my mind. I really like Titanfall. Titanfall's campaign. Although, to be frank, the reason I got into Titanfall was not for the pilot part, was because of the Titans. Right? I heard someone say that with Titanfall, which I'm really sad that there isn't a Titanfall 3. And don't you dare say Apex Legends. If anybody says Apex Legends, that's an insta-ban. I'm not joking. Yeah, I heard somebody say that with Titanfall, you play the game first time for the pilots. Shit, I didn't get the dash reset. You play the game for the first time for the pilots, but you stay for the... no, wait. You played for the Titans, but you stay for the pilots. And that's really true. Because as much as I really liked the Titans in Titanfall... Fuck. As much as I did really like the Titans in Titanfall... Shit. What made me keep playing it was going fast, right? Like, I was genuinely like a veteran when it comes to Titanfall. Like, I was like top something. And a lot of that skill has transferred to Apex when it released. Because I was, in Apex, I was actually the top 20, well, specifically, because remember, the top 23 player in Poland, which is pretty impressive. Also, I missed a checkpoint. Yeah, I was the top 23rd player in Poland in my prime, and I probably could have been better. I genuinely could have been better. I remember that I, like, almost thinking that... Fuck, dude. Shit. Yeah, I was the top 23 player in Poland. And I could have been better. But I don't know. I just didn't jive with it. I don't like PvP games that much. I don't know. They're... The only main PvP games... I enjoy PvP games when they have like a unique twist to them, or they have something unique about them. Like, I like Team Fortress because it's very goofy and silly. It's not military slop. I lost all my momentum because I kept sliding. Because, well, it looks like a military slop. It's not. I don't know how to put it. And also, since I play a lot of Soldier, and like I definitely my most enjoyed class is Demo Man or Soldier. Because of how like low skill floor they are, but have like a nigh infinite skill ceiling, right? I messed up it. Reset. Or like Titanfall. The reason I like Titanfall was the most enjoyable part about playing Titanfall was the movement for me, and I was like always doing goofy strategies. Like I had the. I remember that my main loadout was Grapple Titan. Grapple Titan. What the fuck? Grapple Pilot. I got Grapple Pilot Monarch as a title because I really like the Monarch for its customizability. Because I always had a love for customizability, but on that later. Right? It was Grapple Pilot for the most part. Grapple Pilot. I think it was the EPG? No, it was the softball grenade launcher that I were like running with because it was it could be used as a mobility tool for its explosions, and it also one shot on a direct hit. But and it was also overall very satisfying. Shit. The softball grenade launcher was overall very satisfying because when you landed that direct hit, it didn't explode instantly. Like the grenade, like stuck itself. I missed that. The grenade like stuck itself in the enemy and exploded like a split second later, which gave you that moment of satisfaction when you know they're cooked and they can't do anything about it. Technically they could have survived it, I believe, if they used stim or phase at the very at the right as they get hit, right? Like I'm pretty sure, because if they were to phase when the grenade is stuck to them, it would get unstuck, and if they were to stim, their HP would have been refilled to max before it explodes, which means that it wouldn't kill them. It would leave them at a very low HP though. I guess the direct hit also dealt a little bit of damage. And that's the reason it one-tapped when direct hit. Because not only you had the damage from the direct hit, but also the explosion a little bit later. Wait. Okay, I already messed up. Whatever. Okay, dude. Cool. 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 And I had the Gravity Star because the Gravity Star lets you do like either used as an emergency brake if you needed to stop all of your momentum, or it could have been used to kickstart your momentum, depending on how you use the... Okay, cool. I missed the thing somehow. And I had Dice Roll as a booster. I had Dice Roll as a booster, I guess, because like nothing else really worked when I was focused on movement, so I thought, hey, why not just have something random, because it was funny. And I remember this gold clip that I have scored. It was... I was playing that loadout. I should get Titanfall and play it again. I don't know if the servers are up, but they're probably fan-made servers, right? Hopefully. What happened? And I remember this gold clip that I did was I grappled all the way across the map, and I managed to execute a guy because I was like right behind him. Fuck. Right, I was like right behind him. And I had Dice Roll, and I used the Dice Roll, and it turned out to be Phase Rewind, and I used Phase Rewind, and it rewound me in such a way that I was behind another guy. So I got 2 executions in one. On like total luck. I don't think I ever been that lucky ever since. Cause it gave me phase rewind. Shit, I messed up. It gave me phase rewind. It rewound me behind another dude who, if I didn't get phase rewind, would probably kill me because he noted because I was distracted with getting the execution. It was insane. I love that clip. Overall, Titanfall was incredible. And I'm really mad conceptually at Apex Legends. No matter how much I enjoyed it for a little bit. Right. I'm really mad at the existence of Apex Legends because the existence of Apex Legends means we're not getting a Titanfall 3. I've just been yapping about video games, I guess. But what am I meant to do? I guess this is what being a streamer is. You just yap while playing a game. Yeah, shit. Is that the secret to being a streamer? Just yapping? Holy shit. Fuck. Where was my dash? Hello. Right. I mentioned that I really like customizability in that little segment about Titanfall, and that's the reason I played Monarch. Yeah, customizability and the freedom of choice has always been one of my favorite. Like, if your game has a lot of customizability or ways you can approach something, it will probably be a game I really enjoy. That is why, like, I overall believe that Pathfinder 2nd Edition... Yeah, I'm moving on to TTRPGs now, dude, what am I talking about? So yeah, I'm a TTRPG nerd. Scratch that. In overall, I'm a nerd. In general, I'm a nerd. Fuck. But yeah, that is why I also believe that Pathfinder 2nd Edition is better than D&D 5e. Because, like, I don't know, somebody did the math, and a high-level Dwarf Ranger in Pathfinder has, like, a couple thousand variations. God damn it! I did everything right except hitting the checkpoint. Yeah, somebody did the math, and like I don't remember what level they said, but like a high-level Dwarf Ranger has like a couple thousand variations. That all of them are playable. One of the things I really like about Pathfinder is how hard it is to make a bad character. Like, not as in morally bad, but like mechanically bad. Even though it is such a rules-heavy system, it's not rules-heavy, it has just a lot of rules, I guess. overall, very hard to make a bad character mechanically in Pathfinder. Because, like, everything just works. Yes, some things work better than others with specific combinations, right? Like, obviously when you're playing, like, Flurry Ranger, you're gonna want to have weapons that have Agile on them, right? But you can make do without, and it works fine. No, come on. Okay, thank you. Shit, okay. I missed it! I overshot it! Oh my god, dude. I overshot it so hard. But yeah, as I was saying, it's generally very hard to make a bad character in Pathfinder. Like, you have to go out of your way, genuinely, to make a character that doesn't work, right? Which is so very impressive, right? Like, even with archetypes, it's like you have to find a specific anti-synergy for your archetype to not work. Okay, I messed up there. Like, a good example, right? Like, for example, in Baldur's Gate 3, which is based on D&D 5th edition, of course, there are changes to it. I'm gonna miss it. Shit. I didn't even mean to thread that needle. Like, on lower difficulties, in Baldur's Gate 3, on, I don't remember what it's called, on Explorer difficulty, which is the lowest difficulty in Baldur's Gate 3, multi-classing is disabled because it's so easy to make a character that sucks in D&D 5th edition. Using multi-classing, that they had to disable it because the lowest difficulty would be too hard for new players who are still learning the game if it had multi-classing, because they would make just a really bad character. And that's crazy. Like, despite being described as complex, Pathfinder in general is a lot more newbie friendly, I guess. Yeah. I also, Baldur's Gate 3, I'm gonna go back to it, because I got on the topic. Baldur's Gate 3 is a good game, yeah. But it's limited by the fact that it is it's based on D&D 5e. Like, Baldur's Gate... I overshot it again. Shit! Baldur's Gate 3's most limiting factor is that it is based on D&D 5th edition. Unironically, that is Baldur's Gate 3's most limiting factor. In my opinion, at least, right? Because, yeah, it does make changes to this system that I genuinely believe are healthy, but it's still, like, it's really hard to say, but from my experience, with playing as somebody who's very experienced with D&D 5th edition, and from playing with people who don't have much experience with 5e, in Baldur's Gate 3, you either have an OP build, or you're underperforming, which is... yeah, the game is balanced around... around D&D 5e, although it's still not perfect. I could have been more cleaner. It's still not perfect, and it tries its damnedest to be a good system. But overall, like, overall, I kicked it. I kicked it. Why didn't... overall, while it does succeed in some ways... For example, if you're playing a martial character in Baldur's Gate, it is so both hard and easy to make a strong character. Which sounds so stupid, but hear me out. So in Baldur's Gate 3, when you're making a martial, you either follow a very specific... Uh-oh. I overshot it. That could have been record. That could have been record, but I overshot it. In Baldur's Gate 3, you either follow like a specific way of building your character as a martial, or you don't. And if you don't, you're gonna end up being very weak. And if you do, you end up being very strong. Like, I haven't played a martial character in Baldur's Gate 3 that didn't either feel very weak or very strong. I never had this experience of, in Baldur's Gate, of being a perfectly balanced character for the game. I don't know. While Baldur's Gate 3 is a good game, it does suffer greatly from being built on D&D 5th edition. I had a better way of saying that somewhere. I will need to go dig through my Discord messages. Oh, I think what I said specifically is that Baldur's Gate 3 is a perfect showcase of how D&D 5e struggles to work unless you rework it from the ground up. Right? Because while Baldur's Gate 3 has a lot of changes implemented that do make it healthy, it still does suffer a lot of the problems that D&D 5e does. And there was no way of fixing them without genuinely straight up just reworking the entire system. Like, um, yeah, and it's mostly focused on the martial caster debate in D&D 5e. I played in a game once, and I was playing a fighter, arcane archer, not arcane archer, eldritch knight, but I was focused on the bow. And we were using a lot of homebrew, or not even that much homebrew. I just asked if I can use the blood hunter. Right, if I can multi-class into the blood hunter, which I got the green light on. So my build, my main philosophy was like increasing my dexterity with the blood hunter potions. So that I can hit even harder with my bow. Right, and this isn't just me complaining about in general. I'm not yapping to yap. This is like an actual example from a game that I played in. There was this, I don't even remember their name, but there was this other player who, I don't remember their build. They were cleric multiclassed into something, I think. Yeah, they were cleric multiclassed into something. I think it was druid? I don't remember. Or maybe they were mono cleric? I genuinely don't remember. It was cleric multiclassed into something, I think. And like they were good at everything. Like, genuinely, it felt like I was a side character while this guy was playing the main character, which isn't very healthy for TTRPGs. Yeah, I had to like, and you know, and yeah, and like, cause D&D 5e is inherently flawed with how it's designed as everything. Like, there being no cooldown on guidance, and guidance being a 1d4, which on average defaults to +2, which is actually a lot in D&D 5e. +2 is a lot in D&D 5e. Because the modifiers aren't that high, and having a +2 to a skill is like being a couple levels higher for your higher proficiency. And whenever we had to roll something outside of combat, he just said, I cast guidance, you know? Like, not even in preparation. He just, you know, the GM said, roll something, and he was like, oh yeah, cool, I cast guidance, and then he rolled it. Which, I don't know, I personally wouldn't rule it like that. Like, I would, my way of balancing guidance, I guess, is, in the context of D&D 5e, is one, you have to give it a cooldown, much like it is in Pathfinder. Pathfinder has like an hour cooldown, I believe. I think it's an hour. On guidance. And another thing is that I would personally enforce that you have to cast guidance in preparation. Like, you cannot cast guidance after I declare that you have to roll something. But like, that's just one spell, and there's like a lot more. And I think the only exception would be if you're casting guidance on somebody else, that you can cast it as reaction. Right, like you can cast it as a reaction if you're casting guidance on somebody else who's rolling, to kind of promote teamwork. Because for having like a support build, right? He had a support build basically. What he did is that he didn't support anybody else except himself. Which, yeah. and he had the Strixhaven thing. Right, he had the, I don't remember what they were called, but one of the Strixhaven mascots, which are wildly unbalanced. Like, they are completely on different power levels compared to each other. I don't know. I started yapping about TTRPGs. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. That doesn't work. But yeah, the Strixhaven mascots are like on a completely different power level compared to each other, which is crazy. How all of them have the same level requirement, but one of them just gives you a small like boon, and the other one is like an entire separate creature you could use in combat. That's crazy design. Even though they're supposed to be accessible at the same time, that is. Wow. Overall, I think, even though D&D 5e is inherently a flawed system, I think after like Strixhaven onward, D&D 5e has become even worse. Right, like Strixhaven overall was very badly written. Cause like Strixhaven. So the way that the Strixhaven campaign was, so usually by the way, when you release a book, when you release like a shit, dude, I missed the checkpoint again. When you release like a book for a TTRPG, you usually release like the rules and the campaign separately, and the only thing that is in the campaign book, well, no, you don't release them separately. They may be a part of the same book, but they're like in different parts, right? Like you have the beginning of the book is the rule stuff, like the resources that you can use, and the other half of the book is the adventure. For whatever reason, the way Strixhaven was written is that it intertwined the adventure with the rules? Or like with the resources, which was very... You're kidding. Yeah, it like had intertwined resources with the adventure. It was very weird. But overall, aside from that, the adventure was also very weird. So I think it was like separated into like... I don't know what they were called. But you had like a separation on like acts. And the way it worked is that every act was like a year in between. Because they were like different school years. Because Strixhaven was like Harry Potter, the book expansion, right? Like you want to play a magical school, that's what Strixhaven was for. But for whatever reason, and I messed it up. They didn't say, they didn't put it. They expected you to like pick up immediately where you left off. But, like, the next year, like, there has been no progress made by the characters, no nothing. But it's just next year, for whatever reason. For, like, an inexplicable reason, the story continued next year, but with no progress on the characters or on the story in general. Wait, what the fuck? Why was it like that? I still don't understand that. Okay, I missed the gun. Yeah, they also wanted to implement, like, universal subclasses. fuck. Which, in the framework of D&D 5e, where every class gains features on a different level, that just wouldn't work. Yeah, they scrapped it in Unearthed Arcana, but I don't understand how it even got to Unearthed Arcana. Like, why did a Warlock... Like, how do you balance something where one class gets the feature at level 1 while the other one gets it at level 2, some even at level 3? You don't. You cannot balance that. And also, every class has a different number of class features. Or subclass features. Well, some have a similar one, but whatever. Yeah, every class has like a similar... has like a different number of subclass features. I don't even understand how it got past... how it even got into the Unearthed Arcana phase. If they released it as like... And what they did... being the series of unique feats that represents somewhat represents every subclass they wanted to release, which, well, it's cool. That also doesn't work in the framework of D&D 5e because feats are ass. I hate D&D 5e the way it does feats, because like you have this huge selection, right? You have this incredible selection of feats. Fuck. Right? You have this incredible selection of feats. Okay, well. Alright, there's a lot of them. In general, yeah, there's a lot of them. But you can only pick a maximum of 4, and that's at the cost of having lower stats, which is crazy. Which leads to an interesting design philosophy, because a lot of feats are straight up weaker than having a +2 to a statistic. And also, on the topic of stats in D&D 5e, what happened there? On the topic of stats, the fact that you can only increase 1 stat per 2, or 2 stats per 1 with 1 point. I messed up. Means that you're not gonna have any class variety. Like, every wizard is gonna be built the same way, because you're just gonna want to max out your intelligence statistic. Right, and like, what the fuck? That is why I generally prefer Pathfinder's way of increasing stats. Because it gives you a lot more variety. Why do we miss that? Oh my god, you're kidding. That could have been record 2. Yeah, because, like, it... And the minimum stat you can have, or if you're using standard array, I believe it is 17 or 16. Yeah, if you're using standard array, the highest stat you can have, which you should always use standard array, by the way. Standard array or point buy. That is what you should use when playing the D&D5e. Because like rolling for stats makes you really unbalanced. Yeah, standard array or point by. You can have a maximum, I believe, of 16 or 17 in a statistic. Which means that you will have to spend 2 ASIs to get your statistic to the max, to get your key stat to the max. And don't even get me started on classes depending on multiple stats. There's the Barbarian, which needs dexterity, constitution, and strength. Yeah. Which means that you're gonna have to spend at least 2 ASIs, ability score improvements, to get your key statistic to its max. And considering the fact that most campaigns go to level, or like most officially published campaigns go to, oh come on, you're kidding. Go to like level 12 to 11, which it means you only have 3 ASIs to work with, unless it's a campaign that goes to 12. Then you only have, or it's a campaign that goes to 12, which means you only have, or 11, which means that you only have 3 ASIs. Wrong. Shit. What the fuck? Oh, so you only have 3 ASIs to work with. Or 2 ASIs to work with. I'm losing my brain. I'm losing my trains of thought. Which means that you won't be able to pick up a feat if you want to be the most efficient, because you can't increase your stats. And considering the fact that dexterity and constitution is something everybody wants to have, because constitution gives you more health and dexterity is the best statistic in D&D 5th edition. Because it gives you more initiative, more armor class, and it's the most common saving throw. You will not be able to pick up a feat unless you want to handicap yourself, and it's a very, very strong synergy with what you're going for. Shit. Which means that if you're picking feats, then it doesn't matter how many feats there are, because you're always gonna end up picking the same ones. Because if you don't, you're gonna have a weak character, and the wizard who's playing for the first time is gonna out-damage you, because he picked up Fireball, because big explosion, big damage. Fuck you, D&D 5e sucks, don't play the system. Fuck! I'm crashing out over TTRPGs while playing World of Dogs, dude. This would be such a good VOD. Oh my god. Or like, you know, Jimmy the Wizard casting Sleep, making the entire encounter null and void. Sleep is such a good spell in D&D 5e. It's seriously, I don't understand. There's no save. There's no saving throw. There's nothing you can do to save against sleep except being a fey creature. And nobody picks sleep for whatever reason. Like, I was playing a custom class, which mechanically it was like a spell, which it was a homebrew class that I made myself, and it was like it was kind of similar to a wizard and a warlock in one, but you didn't cast spells with spell slots. you casted spells with with your hit points, right? Which means that you would both be more reckless and less reckless. Fuck, the dash ate the reset. Than regular caster, because you had more resources to spend. Because even at level 1, you had more health. The caster had the resources. Or like more, yeah, whatever. Right, but since you were casting your health, it was very risky to be reckless with your spells. Because, you know, you could die. Like, somebody could hit you. Are you kidding? Somebody could hit you when you were at, like, low HP that you brought yourself to because you casted a high-level spell. But it doesn't matter. So, our first encounter... that was, like, a mini-boss. I don't remember what it was. My best description of the creature, if there's any D&D nerd out there who will see this, it was kind of like a giant chicken? Like, it wasn't a chicken, but it was chicken similar, and it was big. It was the size of a person. And it was like a mini-boss, and I just casted Sleep, and I nulled the entire encounter, because I casted one spell. Like, dude, Sleep wasn't exclusive to that homebrew class that I made. Every wizard has access to Sleep. Every wizard can learn Sleep. What the fuck did I do? And it's such a strong spell. Because, once again, there's no saving throw. There is nothing for Sleep to defend yourself, except having high HP or being a fake creature. Shit. Yeah, so just casters have like an insta win button. And it doesn't need to, and it's both good on like boss fights because you can put the boss to sleep, or it's also really good on it's also really good on like not on like smaller or like bigger groups of small enemies, because you can target multiple creatures with it, and if their HP is lower than like the total, then they go to sleep. Like, it's both a really good spell for single fights, and it's a really good spell for group fights. And like, every wizard has access to it. There is no saving throw. There's no anything. And like, at that point, why do I even need to play a martial character when casters are like just better, you know? Genuinely, at that point, why even play a martial? And some nerd might say that martials are better defensively, right? Because martials have higher HP and tend to have higher AC. But like, somebody did the math, right? Somebody did the math, and a wizard who knows what he's doing with like mage armor and shield has higher effective hit points, like mage armor, false life, shield, all of that. It has higher effective hit points at the same level than a fighter, which is crazy. Like, casters are not only better for like better offensively, but they're also better defensively. Genuinely. And if we factor in all the high level spells like a druid has, for example, like, or like polymorph. Polymorph exists, and for and if you're playing a wizard, you can polymorph yourself into like. So for example, there's this really good D&D 5e podcast called Just Roll With It, and in their old campaign that's taken down, the Fated, that's what it's called, Fated, they had a warlock named Brad Vengolor, and they had this boss fight against a martial character, against like a samurai, I think. It was some form of samurai, and Brad Vengolor was a warlock, and he casted polymorph on himself, turning himself into a giant ape. Shit. Yeah, turning himself into a giant ape. Which made him, if I remember correctly, he like out-damaged their fighter and their monk by being a giant ape. You know? And like, wizards have access to polymorph. Genuinely, there is no point in playing a martial character when everything a martial can do, a caster can just do better. And like, yeah, you can use the example of fight or martials are better when it comes to multiple encounters per day, or like multiple encounters without a rest in between. Which, yeah, is a fair criticism, and that's what martials are supposed to do. Yeah. Shit. It is what martials are meant to be doing. They're supposed to be better at, like, prolonged adventuring days. But if we look at official campaigns released by Paizo, not Paizo, WotC, I mean. If you look at official campaigns released by Wizards of the Coast, then none of the official games use that as a balancing thing. Like, what's the point of designing a game like that when you're not even gonna interact with the design, you know? Fuck. Yeah, genuinely. Okay, I've somehow went from talking about shooters and movement in video games to talking about how D&D 5e sucks. It does, don't get me wrong. D&D 5e sucks ass. Generally, the worst system I have ever... Nah, the worst system is harsh. But one of the most flawed systems, fucking hell, one of the most flawed TRPG systems that I have seen ever. And yeah, some might say that D&D 5e's game design being very, let's be nice and say open-ended, allows for a lot of homebrew. Yeah, it does. But like, the problem with that is that yeah, it does allow a lot of homebrew. But a lot of homebrew is patchwork fixes for features that are missing from the game already. I don't know. I should start a podcast. I just need somebody, like a co-host, where I can talk to the RPG. Right, like a lot of homebrew is patchwork fixes for content that is missing or is flawed. And like, if we look, because that's like saying, for example, that like a show is good because the fanfics are well written. That makes no sense. You know? Quality of the original product isn't dependent on the stuff the consumers create for it. And I will always be on that stance. Because, like, if your product relies on user-generated content to be good, unless it is specifically designed to rely on user-generated content, such as like Garry's Mod, Roblox, etc., then your product simply isn't good. I keep messing this jump up. Yeah, no, because like, you need to have a good base, I guess. And D&D 5e isn't designed with user-generated products in mind, or content. Well, yeah, it is very open-ended. It's just a quirk of WotC doing a bad job designing a system. Because, like, if we look at the actions that WotC has taken, they don't want you to homebrew things. Right? Like, because if we're not only looking at the OGL debate, whatever, the OGL situation, right? Which, yeah, but there's the, like, after they bought, immediately after they bought D&D Beyond, their first change they wanted to implement was getting rid of the homebrew on D&D Beyond. WotC so very clearly doesn't want you to homebrew their game. Like, saying that D&D 5e has good homebrew, that's, like, genuinely such a void argument, because it's not designed with homebrew in mind. Quality of the... I will always die on this hill, that quality of the original product shouldn't be dependent on user-generated content. Because, like, even if we look at stuff like Garry's Mod, which is dependent, well, which is is very popular because of its user-generated content. It's a solid sandbox experience, you know, a solid playground you can mess around and do whatever you want, even without other people. Or Roblox, which is more of a game hosting engine than a game on itself. Looking at the technical aspect, it is so accessible and so nice for people who want to get into game dev, that if it was just packaged as a game engine, it would be good. Because like it uses a modified version of Lua, the fact that it has free server hosting, right? Oh, dude, what the fuck? Right. Roblox is generally a really good product on by standing on its own, because it's free server hosting, a pretty solid game making engine that's based on Lua, right? Or yeah. And it's all free, right? Like, if D&D 5e was packaged for free, or it was at least very cheap, then I can understand how it could be made for user-generated content. But it simply isn't. Okay. I don't know. Well, Paizo. It's ignore OGL for a little bit. Paizo, who has the system that is notoriously hard to homebrew. No. Not that Pathfinder is hard to homebrew. It's just that either Pathfinder already has the thing you want to homebrew in, or that you need to homebrew in a lot more things, right? Like it's more time consuming than anything. Ignoring the OGL thing and the org that Paizo introduced, they also have Pathfinder Unlimited, which lets you ship, to my knowledge, the way Pathfinder Unlimited works is that it lets you ship supplements to Pathfinder as if it was like your own product. You know, like Paizo wants you to make content for their game, while Wizards of the Coasts don't want you to do it, but they have such a shitty system that people have to mod it so it works. Genuinely. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more tries, and then I'm ending stream because it's almost been 2 hours, and my throat is slowly dying. Okay, whatever. Guess I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, you're kidding. I got stuck on the fire escape. Whatever, this is recoverable. It won't be record, but it might still be good. Ah, I hit the crate. Okay, last try. No. 3 more tries, and then I'm ending stream. Okay, this one doesn't count. Because that was bullshit. I really like in this game that the grapple is a physical object that can get stuck on things, like cables here, but it's just annoying sometimes. Okay, that was just bad. Whatever. What the fuck? Okay, whatever. It's recoverable. Or not. Ah, okay. The piezo can is gone. It's just gone. I know where it is. This won't be record, I can already see that, but whatever. Okay, yeah, this isn't even close to record. But whatever. Meh, could be worse. I'm gonna need to work on it. But, yeah, I guess. I I had a little bit of a crashing at on the topic of D&D 5e. And how ass it is. It was fun though. It was fun to do this. So, yeah, that's it. See you all sometime whenever I stream.